All right, guys, so welcome back. As promised, now we're at the machine, and this is the blinking arrow light I was talking about in the last video. So right now, if you look at your Cricut machine, you should be seeing that blinking double-sided arrow light, and that's when we're ready to load the mat. But we're not there yet. We're not ready for that yet. What we're gonna do now is we're going to actually cut out the material. And I always show you guys what the materials look like. So since this is Mother's Day, I wanted to find a color that I liked for Mother's Day, and this is the color that I am choosing. Now, my trusty dusty cameraman, I want to make sure that you guys can see that and be able to see the colors clearly. Can they see it?
Yep.
All right, awesome. So that's the colors that we're choosing. Other colors that I had, honorable mentions, were this, which is kind of like this beautiful galaxy theme, and then we have this one, which is kind of like the marble and the orange. We've used that before. I have so many, but I had to limit it down, so I limited it to that one. I also brought this one, which is the black and white one. We've used it before, and I have another one that just fell on the floor. I don't feel like getting, but Mr. Wonderful got it. The laddie part of the baddie got it. So which is this color as well. So what I'm gonna do is choose this one because I just think it's fitting for the design. So you guys saw the design in the last video, and it's from Mother's Day, and it's beautiful. So I'm going to, best mom ever. So I love that. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna open this. We're gonna use this. You know what I did not bring over, but I have it in my additional one, is the scissors. I made sure I had everything too, guys. Everything. All right, so, but I do have it just on the table. All right, so I'm gonna use my weeder. Somebody's probably screaming right now, that's not what the weeder is for. I know. I actually have 6 weeders now, which isn't a lot, but I'm not super worried about messing up my weeder. All right, so what you're gonna also notice is I love me Cricut. I know a lot of people don't like Cricut materials, but I do. And that's fine. I think it's several reasons I don't like it. One is it is expensive, which is why I always buy it when it's on sale, and they do have really good sales. And two, a lot of people just don't like the material. They feel like it's thicker and stuff like that. But I haven't had many problems with it. I use all types though. But you will see I don't always use Cricut. Like for instance, I love Cricut mats as well, but this time I wanted to try a new mat, so I'm trying Real Like. And also, any material that's on this table that you guys see, if you want to know where I got it from, just let me know. I will, if you let me know in the link, in the comments, I will put a link to that material as well. So no bigs there. All right, so I'm just opening. It always comes in this black bag, and the purpose of this black bag is that this material is sensitive to light, so the black bag is going to protect it. So you always want to make sure that you put your material back in that black bag. All right, so I'm gonna pull this out. It also comes with a card that tells you a website to go to so that you can get help and know the settings and stuff like that. But typically, I honestly just go to, if you Google Cricut heat guide, first one that pops up is that one. And it always comes with a lint-free cloth, which is very helpful, especially for your mugs. So I'm going to, once I get those things out, you also have butcher paper that is supplied in here for you. So definitely need that, especially if you're doing t-shirts. Now, I mentioned in other videos, but I didn't mention in this video, that it comes in several sizes. They have the Cricut Infusible ink, which is in the smaller sizes, set for the Cricut Joy, and that is actually perfectly sized for these mugs as well. And then the Cricut Infusible ink that is created for the mug press, which is what we're gonna be using as well. So you have options in that, and all of them will work. So what size you get does not matter. All the sizes that are out will work. And then now I'm only talking about infusible ink because that's what I'm familiar with, but I do know that you can use sublimation paper and stuff like that with it, and it has worked well in the mug press from what I've seen, but I don't have experience in it, so don't take my word, but you can see videos of other people doing it, and it looks pretty good. So I have, the hardest part right now is to decide which paper I want to use. These are more of the purples, and I do like them. Another thing to note too is notice that the these colors on the box are more vivid. So you might open yours and be disappointed like at how faded it is, but trust me, when it infuses with the ink, it is going to be darker, vivid, like it is on the box. So don't be discouraged when you open that. So, all right. I'm gonna grab more of the pinks. Ooh, look at this. I could go with this darker pink or this lighter pink. That is such a precious saying, but then I'm kind of curious and want to know what that darker, you know what, I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm gonna go with this one. And the cool thing is they're in order with the way that they are on the box, so I'm noticing, so that's cool. I'm gonna go with, I don't know, I'm gonna go with this one. Yep, I'm just gonna choose, because the hardest thing for me is to choose because I love them all. You know, I'm a lover. That's what I am. All right, so I'm gonna put this down here, and I am gonna put it back in its protection, but I'm not gonna have you watch me do that or make you watch me do that. So, hang on. All right, so I have this. I always have my cutting board near me. Whoops! I just lost my pencil. My pencil that I made sure I had enough to. Oh my gosh! You guys have to see me trying to get this pencil. Hang on. Yep. I got it. All right, so I dropped my pencil. My husband was coming over to help me get it, but I was able to get it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is cut this out. I got my cutting board. And the size that I'm gonna go for, I just keep the width, whatever the length of this is, because they all come as 12 inches. And then really all I'm cutting out is the length, and I think I said it was, I'm just gonna cut it to 5, but you don't have to cut it at this point. You know why? Because actually because that template we're gonna be cutting out, and if it cuts all the way through, you won't need to cut it. So you know what? I'm gonna follow my own purpose and see how that happens. Last time I did cut it, so I'm not used to not cutting it, but I slid that right over here. All right, so and then your mat comes always with this protective sheet. Always keep this protective sheet. Trust me, it is your best friend. It is gonna help you keep the dirt off. So always keep your protective sheet. Also, whenever you're cutting, especially for iron-ons and stuff like that, it is always shiny side down. Now, in other videos, you're going to see that has challenged me, especially when I'm using shiny material, because then I feel like, oh, if I'm using foil, then that's the shiny side. But no, it's always this plastic-y shiny side, so I always feel for that. Don't be me. I make the mistake, so you don't have to. I heard somebody else say that too, so that's not original, but yeah, I liked it, so I kept it. All right, so all I'm doing is pressing this down, and sometimes with infusible ink, it's a little tougher, it's a little more coarse of a paper, so sometimes you may need heat-resistant tape. This one is doing pretty good, but also depending on the temperature of your room. Usually I'm in my office, and the temperatures in there are hotter because I always keep the heat on, because that's just, I always feel like I'm cold. So, so in there, I have a challenge, and I'm always meeting that challenge. But if you need to, you'll need some heat-resistant tape. And again, where I bought this, just let me know if you want to know. It's just so cool, right? Because I can get multiple tapes on this. But I have my heat-resistant tape, and I have regular tape as well on this. And the cool thing about this is it just pops right off. So I am an Amazon gadget freak as well, and even an online gadget freak. Not always Amazon, but just different places. So you need to know something, let me know. I would tell you. But the cool thing about this is when you spin it, it spins and the strips are automatically there. So I have so many strips that I can do. So if I needed a piece of tape, which I don't right now, so I don't want to waste it, but if I need a piece of tape, I would put a piece of tape on here. But, so what I'm going to do, remember that arrow is blinking, right? So you can't see it, but that arrow is blinking. So I'm going to go ahead and open my machine. Okay. And I always make sure that the back has clearance, and it does. It does. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, look at that. There's a piece from that puzzle piece. We did also. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the arrow. Once I have it lined up, I want to make sure it's lined up to that edge, because if you don't, what I learned is if I don't and it's right here, it'll think that it loaded the mat, and this machine starts cutting all over everywhere. So I didn't learn that lesson with my new machine, but just make sure. So what's going to happen too, though, a step that's already set for mine, so I want to make sure I say for you, you have to turn this dial if you're using the Explorer 2. So right now, since this is custom, I had to turn the dial to custom,